Stay on target. Stay on target. We've got we got a market that's moving, and we got to figure out what's going on. Good morning. Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. If you don't know, that was a quote from Star Wars. So yeah, stay on target. All right. Sorry, that's my humor. Apologize. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. My name's Jim. I'm a forex trader and a crypto trader, and here to help you understand the market from an Elliott Wave perspective. I am an Elliott Wave trader using Fibonacci levels as well as Elliott Wave, and they go hand in hand. By the way, they're not isolated from each other, but they go hand in hand. And we're going to show you what's going on with this market from that perspective. I want to talk about the different scenarios that we can look at. We're going to talk about wave calls and trade ideas. So if you're not subscribed, you need to be subscribed because you're going to get trade ideas every day. You're going to get potential scenarios to be ready for. This market and my channel is not about telling you what is going to happen. I'm preparing you for all the possibilities that could happen. So when you see the possibilities playing out, you know what to do. And so that's what trading is about. It's about being ready so that when the market does what it does, you're ready and you know exactly what your plan is. We're going to have a plan to win these trades. Okay, so if you're wondering, like, hey Jim, your predictions, you kind of, I think somebody mentioned that yesterday. It's hard to be wrong when you cover all the bases, and that's exactly right. That's exactly right. We're going to be right because we're covering all the bases, and we're ready for every scenario. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm preparing you for every scenario. All I can do is take the information that I have in the chart now, right now, and give it to and interpret it for you and tell you where I think we're headed. That's what technical analysis is. It's the belief that the information in the chart gives an indication where we're going. Now, again, the ability of the one reading the technicals will determine the accuracy of it. So you'll have to find out how good that I am. So watch the channel on a regular basis. Those of you that've been watching, you know that I've got a pretty decent win rate there as far as where we're heading and what we're doing. So glad you joined up. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe today. Hit the notification bell because because I give you a video every day. And some days I'll do two, especially if the market is showing that kind of movement and you need to have some information out there because I'm really committed to you guys. I really want you to succeed. Now, if there's some of you that want some individual attention, I do have a Patreon group. Basically, if you join my Patreon club, it's a monthly subscription. You choose the price, but monthly subscription there just to Patreon to support me and what I'm doing in this endeavor. Then what I do to give back to you is give you personal attention in my Telegram group. I've got a Telegram group of several traders now who I gave 2 videos to last night, just some analysis of where we're heading and what we might be going, trade setups, and what to be watching for in the evening. I was able to answer some questions as well as just encourage everybody. So yeah, you're going to get some one-on-one attention there, and that's just my way of giving back to those who are supporting me in my endeavors here. At the end of the day, I am trying to become a full-time trader. I'm a local pastor where I am, and I have a contracting business right now, and I remodel bathrooms and kitchens and such. And I'm pretty tired, and I really like trading. And the transition period to a full-time trader is challenging, and so this YouTube channel is part of that structure for me. I'd like to generate, there's no question about it, generate some ad revenue from this channel as a way of supporting my family and what I'm doing, so that at the end of the day I can support you guys as you're trading. So it's kind of a win-win as far as the way I look at it. So if you want to help me in that endeavor, Patreon will help, but to be honest with you, if you don't want to help in the Patreon group, that's fine. I totally get that. I'm not one for peddling money, to be honest with you. It's very uncomfortable for me, but here's what you can do. Subscribe and like and leave a comment, man. Yesterday's video blew up because you guys commented, and it was awesome. Yesterday's video was my #1 performing video because you guys showed up in the comments. And some of you are like, well, how can my comments help? Trust me. Just throw a comment. I don't care. I don't care if you put the age of your children and so Max, there you go. Put the age of your children in the comments. He's one to always do a funny comment. Listen, I don't care if you tell me a joke or what. If you tell me what your favorite color is, tell me how I can pray for you, whatever. Throw a comment down there. That just helps this channel tremendously. You'll never know. I don't care if you put your name in it. Whatever, put a comment there, and that tells YouTube that this is a trending video that other people need to watch, especially if you think this video needs to be watched by other people. So, all right, that's too long of an intro. Glad you stopped by. Let's jump into the chart. charts. We're looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, and Ethereum this morning. Yep, sorry for that long intro. I should have cut that shorter. So let's get to the technical analysis. Just let me just remind you, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not intended to be financial advice. I'm not telling you how to spend your money. I'm telling you how I spend mine. Let's see what some trade setups are setting up for today. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. All right. Here's what we've got going on. Let's look at Litecoin first. We're on the 15-minute chart. Actually, yeah, we're on the 15-minute chart. And this is to me, this is the final wave of a five-wave sequence here, potentially. It looks like we've got a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and a 5. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. If you remember that old Tootsie Roll. Uh, anyway, Tootsie Roll commercial from the 80s. I'm an 80s kid. So anyway, this looks like we need a five-wave move. I don't think we have it yet. We barely made a lower low here. It should be coming down in Litecoin, most likely. So what should we be looking at? Well, here's my count for Litecoin for this particular wave right now. Even though I'm struggling with the overall count here, we can talk about what we have. This is what I think is going on. I'm still looking at this juicy trend line down here as we need to come down, tag it. Okay, so I think the market wants to head down here to that trend line. The market knows about that trend line, and right now we're doing these little reversals as a preamble to it and getting all these traders in so that when they take it down there, it freaks everybody out. But don't freak out, even if you get in here and get stuck. It's going to probably come down here, most likely to the $65 region. That's my now when I say a $65 region, I'm not calling 65. I'm calling a region. So it could be 64 to $66. I would say plus or minus $1 is a nice way to think about my targets. Okay, so sometimes I'll give a target, and it might come a little lower, it might come a little shorter. So just understand, I like to round in my targets. I don't like to give the exact number. It gives you an easy number to be looking for. All right, now how do we know if this is there any way to be ready for it? What if Jim, you're wrong and this is actually going up from here? We want to be prepared for that. So number one, the first scenario is I want to be looking for this downside target of about $65. That's what I'm looking for. That's where I'm looking to enter for a long trade. That being said, if that doesn't come down here, what's the next play? Well, listen. We right now, this is no place to enter a trade. Now, if you wanted to enter down here, that would have been a great place to enter the trade because it's very low risk. But right now, this is a high risk area to enter a trade if you think it's going long. Why is it? Because if this wave is just an ABC, it's going to stop here around this region and reverse. And so we have no way of really knowing with certainty what that wave is. This could be a 3, 4, 5. You say, well, Jim, if it's that, I want to get in on that trade. Well, if it's that, here's how you're going to know it. We're going to put the fibs on this move right here. Okay, so we're going to take our trend-based fib extension tool. We're going to measure the first wave by 2 clicks. We're going to come down and tell it at the bottom of the second wave where to begin measuring. Okay, right now you can see how we've come up to the 1-to-1 extension right here. That's a corrective pattern. Now, if it continues on past the 1-to-1 extension and it comes up to this region right here, to the 1276 region right here, see that number right there, 1276, and it could still reverse. That's another corrective, and this would be an ABC. Okay. Now the only problem with that, if it gets up that high, it really needs to just wick through it. Okay. Let me say it again. It just needs to wick through it. Because this is I put a line right here. Let me just throw it right here's the one wave. This 4 wave cannot retrace into the level of the 1 wave. Okay, so if it goes there, there's 3 possibilities. Either that's not a 4 wave, and I'm wrong in my count. B, it's going to go there and wick back, and so and that'll be fine. Or C. This isn't the 1 wave. So there's lots of potentials there, but the point is that if this is the 1 wave, so I'm operating on that assumption being correct, this 4 wave cannot retrace into the level of the 1 wave. That is an Elliott Wave rule. So my guess is that we're going to see a reversal here. We should see a reversal here somewhere around $75. At $75, we're going to see a reversal down to the downside, and we should see the beginning of a dump down here to 65. That's my guess. That's what I'm looking for. If it does not happen, what happens if price continues on to the upside? Okay, so if price comes on up here, it passes the 1276 and it goes to the 1618. Okay, what that's telling us is that this is more like a 1, 2, 3. You should expect a downside push and then another wave to the upside. Now you say, Jim, what do you do? My price is going away from you. No, it's not, because here, let me remind you of our motto here. You need to chill when you trade this market. Why? Because the market always comes back, because after a 5-wave structure like that, we will be looking for a 3-wave structure like that. This is our entry point for our trade. That's a pretty good price, $73. That's a fantastic price here. It's a very low risk trade right there. Why? Because it's going to go off to the races. Because what this really is, let me just try to see if I can um, zoom out a little bit. What that really would be an A, B, C to the upside, or even better, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we'd be off to the races. So you got to understand that. That would be the subwave count of what we were looking at. So understand those principles. And so we're still doing great as traders. So now you know what to look for. If we get 5 waves to the upside that measure impulsively, and you need to learn how to measure those things impulsively. If you don't know how to measure waves, then you're going to join the Patreon or watch my older videos. I teach it every day. I use that tool every day. I showed you in this video how to measure it. You want to see it measure impulsively. What's an impulsive wave? That wave, this third wave, has to pass this 1618 level. A lot of times it'll come up to this the 2618 level. This wave right here is looking big enough. If it's a 3-wave, to come up here to the 2618. So that's a potential. I want you to be aware of that. All right. So if we cross this bar right here, if we cross this line right here at the which is sitting at 75.62, in that ballpark, 75.50, that's our yellow line of death. Okay, that is going to be the line of demarcation you cannot pass. You shall not pass. As my Gandalf. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I try. All right, so that's what we're looking for. I'm looking for this to reverse around here. So that's my first play. That's what I'd love to see. That's what I've been planning for. So let's wait and see if we get that. I'm going to be entering down in here. Now, if you don't want to enter down there because you're nervous or scared, then you wait for 5 waves to the upside. Okay, wait for 5 waves to the upside that measure impulsively, and a 3-wave correction. All right. Okay. Now, what else do we have here? That's all I'm seeing right now in Litecoin. That's what we're looking for the intermediate play. Yesterday and the day before, I believe I handled the macro count. So remember, we are probably still coming down. This bounce is going to be an intermediate bounce. Let's talk more about that tomorrow. Let's see what the market gives us today. Let's look at BTC. All right, BTC is doing much the same thing, except we have this wave is challenging, but it's not too challenging. I think I've got a beat on it as well. Actually, let me put that back. Okay, so we are looking reversal zone for LTC. We're looking also at reversal zone for BTC right now. Looks like we're making the 4-wave coming back to structure. Let me show you what I'm seeing here. When I measure this wave right here, we're going to measure the 1-wave back to the 2-wave, and you can see how we came down the 2618. Yesterday, my target for this little bounce was $9,800. We actually came down and touched it. Yesterday, I was actually faked out. I thought we had a front run on that market right there. We just wicked down to it, and then we bounced back up like it was crazy, and then it just came back down to it. I was not prepared for that trade. I was actually busy and doing other things, so I could not jump in that market, and I was actually caught off guard, to be honest with you, by that move. I was expecting this to come down and then go up, but what they did is they went down, went up, and came down. And so that's how they shake out chart traders that are ready for plays. But that being said, so it came down to the 2618. So the count is 1, 2, and all of that is 3. We're making the 4-wave, okay, and we're going to go down for 5, and that's how we're going to get down to our $9,400 to $9,500 target, and that is my target for this wave. $9,400 to $9,500, could be 96. Okay, so 94 to 96 is our target range. Okay, we want to remember it's plus or minus on Bitcoin $100. On Litecoin, it's plus or minus $1. So 95 is the ultimate. You can see this nice juicy trend line down here of target. We got a trend line up here as well. So we got a couple of trend lines here, and I can take you back and see what those trend lines are if you're interested. Let me just take you back. Um, So right here we got a trend line, this light blue, and then this dark blue is right here, okay? So with that being said, let's go back to the 15-minute chart and look. So the first trend line is right here, this light blue, and the second trend line is this dark one. Get a lot of trend line confluence here, so we're looking at this range here, so in this ballpark of a reversal. That's going to be, it should be a nice three-wave move to the upside. I don't know how large it's going to be. There's two plays I gave yesterday. Let's talk more about that. If we see the reversal today, if we get the reversal today, I will make another video for you guys to let you know what our target is going to be. So I don't want to make this one too much longer than I've already made it. So what are we looking for? I'm looking for this four wave to finish out. Let's throw the fibs on this guy and see what we might get. I'm not sure exactly where to put the fibs, but this is my best guess. Looking at 10,200 as our potential top to this wave, to 10,289. Those are the two regions that I'm looking for. That corresponds with a Litecoin reversal here in this ballpark. So Bitcoin should go up a little bit more, 10,200 most likely to 10,289 and reverse. You say, Jim, what if it continues on and goes past that? Well, it can. It can. A four wave can actually come all the way up here to this region. So let me put a line of death up here as well. If the four wave comes up to 10,550 and surpasses it, then we're not dealing with a four wave. We're dealing with something else. Okay, and so that's our invalidation rule. Most likely we'll be dealing with a five wave move to the upside. Oh, you say, Jim, oh no, it's running away from me. No, it's not. Why? You need to chill when you trade in this market because the market always comes back. Okay, I'm just going to keep preaching that to you guys. It's really critical. So if we get something like this that comes up here, don't worry. We're coming back here. This is your entry point, and you'll head on up. If you don't believe me, just look here. We had this wave here. We came back. Entry point. Okay, except we're waiting down here. This is what I think the entry point is going to be. This is not three wave-ish. It doesn't measure like three waves. It doesn't look like three waves at all. Now, here's the deal. Let me tell you one more thing I'm looking at. This right here looks like it could be a completed five waves. I want to talk about that as a potential. Okay, this looks like could be possibly a completed five waves. Let me show you what I mean. It could be one, two. This is 3, 4, and that's 5. And now we are indeed going up for 1, and we're going to get a 2. But again, what we need to see is we need to see something impulsive, okay? We need to see something impulsive. Let me measure this wave a little bit more carefully and see what we get. To entertain this idea here. This came up to the one-to-one extension and popped down. This is, excuse me. Yeah, I think I'm seeing the wave here, but it came down there. I'm not sure. Yeah, the 1,000. I mean, the 10,200, 10,002. That's still looking pretty decent there. I think that's going to hold, but who's to say? Now, let me show you another way to project that. Man, I tell you, TradingView has changed their stuff a little bit, so it's a little messing me up. So if this is a four wave, we can also measure its potential projection by putting the retracement tool on here. Generally, it would retrace anywhere from the 382 extension to the 50% or in between it. And so you can see that our fib targets land right in this area, 10,172 to 10,300. That would be the range. So we're right in that range there. So looking good for this to be a four wave. I'm looking for five waves to move to the downside today. That's my primary. That's what I'm looking for first, okay? I'm looking for that in Litecoin, looking for that in Bitcoin. So I'm looking for that here as well in Litecoin, move down to that trend line. Both of those, there are trend lines down at the bottom that we could reach, okay? So that's what I'm looking for and digging into. All right, let's take a peek at Ethereum quickly. Want to see what's going on here. Now, my wave structure here, I thought the 4 wave was done. We are coming up higher there, so we're going to have to reevaluate what this wave could be here. Let's take a peek. We are coming down for 5 waves, it appears. It's a very nice count. I mean, it's going to be simple. 1, 2, there's 3. We got to finish the 4 somewhere, and 5. And so it looks like the 4 has room to come up some more. So let's throw a measurement on there and see what we get. Looks like Ethereum can come all the way to 192 or 193 to 195.50 in that ballpark. Now, that 195.50 would be really up here close to the 1 wave. Let's put our yellow line of death at 194.62. Most likely we're going to stop here at the 1-to-1 extension. Most likely 193 is what we're looking for the top of Ethereum as well. So same structure as Litecoin and Bitcoin, looking down here for a move, a 5th-wave move to the downside. That's what I'm digging into there. Okay. Is there anything else that could be? I don't think so, guys. Let me do some measuring and see. I always want to ask that question. Yeah, we got a 1, 2, 3. This is just measuring impulsively, guys. I think we got an impulse wave. We're looking for a downside move today. That's my take. We're going to come up here to somewhere around 192 to 194, and then we're gonna head on down. What if, Jim, you're wrong? What do we do? Well, same thing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that's what happens, don't freak out. Yeah, you missed that move. Not a big deal. Why? Because chill. The market always comes back. Okay, this is our entry point for a long there. Okay, so that's what we would be looking for. So don't freak out. All right. Hopefully that's something we'll get eventually. I think we're going to get the downside move. This upside move looks corrective to me. All right, there's your market update today. I hope that helps you. Hey, put any questions or comments there in the bottom, please, if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys. You guys have been so kind to me. You know, we picked up like 25 subscribers yesterday. Again, yesterday's video blew up because of you. Would you help me blow this one up today? This is valuable information. I know it is. And if you've got some people you love and care about and friends that are traders, you need to get this information to them. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.